You know what month this is, right?
Yes, it is January. All right. It's February. And as we all know, February is
It's Valentine's Day.
So Valentine's Day a lot of times can be, I think we've made it more daunting than it should be.
For sure.
There was a point in time, remember back when you were in high school? Take that back. I don't want to know that. Remember back when you were in elementary school and you had to do like the cards?
Mm-hmm. And we passed them out to everybody. And we couldn't wait to get them from everybody. And we would go home and look in all the cards and all the goodies and all the candy.
I just wanted the candy. I didn't care who gave it to me. But realizing it was just that simple. And it was that card and that candy that made that day, whether Valentine's Day couldn't even have been on that day, but it made that day just even more special.
Yes. So, y'all get it. We are here to talk about V-Day. Whoop, whoop. We are Oliver and Marquita Green of Regroup for Change LLC, where we help to create financial peace in the homes of married couples so that you can do things like eliminate debt, pay down debt, save money, and pay for vacations in cash. But when things like Valentine's Day comes up, it's like, well, wait a minute. How am I supposed to save and do something for him or for her for Valentine's Day? Well, we have a couple of tips that we want to share with you to help you still create financial peace in your home while also sharing your love with your loved one.
Now, understand that when we talk about financial peace, there are other things that go into the financial peace. Men, come a little closer. If she's not happy, guess what? You're not happy. And you know the rest. You're just cold. So, we are here to give you 5 ways to
celebrate Valentine's Day on a budget. Yeah, you heard it. We ain't got a lot of money, so we still got to figure out how to make the day special for him and for her. So these first 5 tips, the only 5 tips, I don't know what we're going to end up giving you today, but the 5 tips we got for you are things for him and her.
So, tip number 1, really, it's simple, and I think we take it for granted. Cook dinner together.
That's so nice. I enjoy our times in the kitchen together.
Now, the process could start from making the menu together, going shopping together, prepping, cooking, and then having that meal together. I think you just said having that time in the kitchen just allows you to de-stress. It's not a stressful time. You're doing something together. It may not be something that you do all the time, which makes it even more special. So go shopping together.
And then cook the meal together. So the first tip is to prepare a meal together on Valentine's Day.
Right.
How special is that? So, well, I don't want to say it that way, but for tip number 2, it complements your meal.
Oh, well, what is it?
One of my favorite gifts that I got from a special somebody was a CD. I might be dating myself. Is a CD.
He did that.
Of all of the special music, a playlist that was meaningful to our relationship.
Right. He did it. Him, OG, did it. And it was simple. Again, I might have stressed about trying to figure out what the songs were, but I paid attention. I knew what she liked. I put those songs on a CD. As cheesy as I thought that it was,
it meant a lot to me, and it was inexpensive, right? So it takes some of your time, but it doesn't take a lot of money. And in 2021, we ain't even got CDs no more, which means it's free. All you need is a Spotify account.
Really?
Maybe Apple. I don't know how to do it on Apple, but I know how to do it on Spotify. So just figure out how to put up her little playlist or his playlist. And I mean, because he listens to more music than me. So he might actually like for me to do a playlist for him to rock when he's, you know, in the car by himself. Who knows? But all you need to do is find the music that touches your significant other's soul. What makes them light up? What songs do they hear and it just makes them smile? What makes them reminisce about the time when y'all met or back when they were like the real OG? Like those are the things that you get into your playlist, and you just put a couple of songs together. It ain't got to take hours.
Right.
Just a handful of songs, I bet will make him or her smile.
All right. So, number 3. We all like to watch television, right? But a lot of times we don't always get to watch what we want to watch,
right?
Or watch the things that you used to watch when you got together. So, tip number 3 is find a movie and cuddle up.
Aww.
And watch the movie. Opposed to you sitting on one side of the couch, she's sitting over in the chair, you got the kids in the background. It's a whole bunch of things. Dedicate that time, put the kids to bed, tell them to go to their room, whatever you need to do. But pick a movie. There might be a movie that you watched when you got together that you can still watch now. Kind of like the CD, but watch it and just reminisce. Mm-hmm. When you watch the first movie, guys, even if the movie is not a movie that you like, you can still participate. It'll benefit you in the end.
It will. It will indeed. So tip number 3 was to cuddle up and watch a movie together. See, that don't cost no money. All of these things you can do on a budget.
Right.
So that leads us into tip number 4, which is now that you've had dinner and you've listened to this amazing music over dinner, you have even started to cuddle up and watch a movie, you can't let the night go without dessert. Right.
What is a good meal and a good movie without a good dessert?
Listen, now for all the adults that are watching, you make the right dessert in the kitchen and you'll have the right dessert in the bedroom.
You heard.
Now,
you heard
with that being said, you know what his or her sweet tooth is.
Right.
And so figure out what those cookies are. You know, if it's snickerdoodle cookies.
Snicker butter.
Maybe that could be somebody's favorite. Maybe it's chocolate chip. Maybe it's oatmeal raisin. Maybe it's a red velvet cake. Maybe it's key lime cupcakes. Whatever it is, find the recipe. Google, Pinterest.
Because it'll tell you everything.
Is our friend. It tells you the ingredients.
What you need.
And all the steps.
You ain't got to think. All you got to do is type.
So one of you can make the favorite dessert of the other. And I bet you that will go a long way. It's going to be less expensive than buying some extraordinary cake or some box of chocolates that if you buy her chocolate, she's probably only going to eat a couple out of them because most of them are nasty, to be quite honest. He may or may not eat any of them. So you spend all of this money on stuff that they might not even like. So why don't you make the investment in getting the ingredients on something you know they like, put your heart into it, and you got dessert for the rest of the night. I'm just saying. So figure out what his or her favorite dessert is and make that thing.
So the next one is, you see me bopping my head, it's just Jill Scott. For those Jill Scott fans, you'll know. But for those that don't, just take a long walk. Just take a long walk and talk about, on your walk, talk about things that you don't normally talk about. Talk about your dream vacations that you've thought about.
Costa Rica,
that you haven't.
My way.
Here we go with this. Talk about the dream vacation, right, Costa Rica. But talk about those dream vacations. Talk about the things that where you want to go. The things that you want to do. It's that time just to de-stress and think and dream and think and dream And from that, you may find out that that thinking and dreaming on that long walk and that talking process, you'll actually be able to achieve what it is that you've talked about on that walk.
So, we hope that you have gotten some good nuggets on how you can celebrate Valentine's Day on a budget. It does not have to be extravagant. It does not have to take a lot of money. You don't have to go to the restaurant and spend their marked up prices for a 3-course meal. You can make it at home, make it special, spend that time with your loved one, and just make the moment count. Don't forget, it's about quality over quantity. So it's not about how much you spend.
Say it again.
It's about quality over quantity. I know I can't speak for men because I'm not a man and I don't think like a man, but I know for me as a woman,
That's a movie.
And I can't even speak for every woman, but I can speak for me. I'm not so caught up in how much he spends or that I get the biggest, most extravagant gift. I want to know
personally,
that he put thought into it, that he thought about me at the end of the day. And if I can tell that he thought about me when he makes my favorite dessert next week, when I see that dessert on my table, it's going to make me smile because I didn't have to go buy it from the store for myself. I can, but it's going to mean so much more coming from him.
Correct. That's slick.
What about you?
That was slick. What you mean?
What tip would you have from the men's perspective?
Honestly, you did something to get her.
That's true.
You chased, you talked, you text, you ran off. Like, you did all these things to get her. And then life got in the way, and then you forgot. And then you use life as an excuse. But if you're still together with your spouse,
it can even be 3 months later. It could be 3 years later or 30 years later.
Men, I challenge you. You know, and a man loves a good challenge. Go back and do the things that you did to get her. And watch the look on her face.
Ooh. Now, speaking of a man, what would be a way that a woman who is following our channel, what could be a way for her to begin to frame her mindset on what to get her man? What about tools?
Yeah, but all men don't like tools. Ladies, you've paid attention long enough. Whether you said 3 months, 3 years, 30 years. He's giving you hints as to what it is that he wants.
I can't afford it.
You asked me the question. But even if you can't afford the things that he's hinting to, you know what puts a smile on his face. As ridiculous as it may be, as off the wall as it may be, try to make it happen. It's the attempt. It's the attempt. And I think a lot of guys, it's the small things. Big things are great, but I think you said, after a while, it's like the kid on Christmas. They get this thing, they get these big toys, and they wind up playing with the box. And then after a couple weeks, it's not even a couple weeks, they forget about it. You want to make it memorable.
So I'm going to leave you with this. Thinking about the men that I know, and thinking about things that they've experienced that they're not necessarily going to ask for, but like a couples massage, you might win with that one. And you might find a good deal, Groupon or some other coupon where it's not expensive. Or you can sacrifice your pedicure and let him take those funds and get him a pedicure. Now, we ain't put no polish on them suckers, but just let him have that same experience and you might find that he might like it and might appreciate it.
See how simple it is? You just transferred something from you to him.
That was a sacrifice that's going to be meaningful. So you're still staying in your budget.
I think I'm getting a pedicure, y'all, because she keeps saying she's pointing over here. I think I'm getting one.
You're still staying in your budget, but you are celebrating the ones you love. So again, we hope that these tips help. We gave you 5 tips that you can do together to celebrate each other. And then we gave you some recommendations from a his perspective and a her perspective. So we challenge you to find one that works for you. And if any of these works, and if you did it and you tried it and it definitely worked,
below.
We need you to drop a comment below. We need you to share this with your girlfriends, share it with your homeboys, and let people know that you can celebrate and still not break the bank. It's about sharing your love. It's not about breaking the pocket.
Correct. So, anything else?
That's all we got for today.
Thank you for tuning in. And again, like, comment, share. We want to hear your comments. Have a happy Thanksgiving. It's like, happy Valentine's Day.
Peace.